Welcome to Village in Motion. It is Monday, October the 2nd. I'm Clint Lambert. I'm the host today. And this is going to be a busy morning. I hope you enjoy all of it. But first we have Marie Lee here talking about Staff Appreciation Fund. And we're just really glad to have Marie with us this morning. Welcome, Marie.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Good. And this is your second year of being actively involved with Staff Appreciation Fund, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I'm so pleased to be asked to talk about the Staff Appreciation Fund. I think it's one of the most important things that we as residents do here at Green Spring on an annual basis. And it's all for our hourly staff.
Yes. And I think it's really important that people realize it's for the hourly staff. It's not for the managers, it's not for the directors, it's for those individuals who are hourly.
Yes, and we have many employees here at Green Spring who are hourly staff, everyone from the security people to the groundskeepers to some of the Channel 6 assistants. We have people in the medical center. We have people at the front desks. We have people in Garden Ridge. We have people in ancillary services.
And we have people in the kitchen.
And many, many people in the kitchen and dining services. Thank you. I knew I would forget something,
No
some area, but that goes with my age.
Sure.
But so many of our staff, and of course, we come from a tip-giving society.
Right.
So prior to coming to Green Spring, we all felt comfortable giving a tip for good service.
Exactly.
When we had the yard man come, his salary or his whatever he required to mow the lawn, we always put a little bit extra in there for a tip. When you go out to eat, of course you give a tip. And then you come to Green Spring and find, sorry folks, but don't give any tips to any of the hourly staff or to anyone actually. And I can understand that. But this is the time of year, today's the kickoff, today's the day. You want to round up all your tips for the whole year. Write a check and get it over to the Staff Appreciation Fund box at the front desk.
Each of the front desks have a box, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And you can just put it in an envelope, stick it in the box, and away it goes, right?
Yes, and you should probably make your check to Green Spring and put SAF for Staff Appreciation Fund down in the memo part. So they'll know what that is for.
Yeah, and you mentioned the SAF, and the hourly employees will be wearing a badge that has SAF on it, right?
Yes, it probably will say, thank you, SAF, or SAF eligible, or I have not seen the badge for this year, but it will be something. And you'll also be able to tell which of your neighbors and friends are givers to the SAF, because in a few days, our name tags will be embellished with a ribbon that shows that we have given to SAF. Now, my husband and I like to give through a monthly donation to SAF. So it goes on our bill. It's so convenient. We figure out how much we want to give throughout the year, divide it by 12, tell the finance office, please add this onto our bill, so we never have to worry about writing 12 checks or forgetting to write check number 9 or whatever it may be. And then it's not a huge expense once a year, but rather 12 smaller checks throughout the year.
And what happens with that? All you need to do is just go down to the finance office and sign the form and have the amount added to your bill each month.
Yes, and I believe those forms may be available at the front desks or from a community resource coordinator.
Good. The fund drive, the SAF drive, Staff Appreciation Fund drive, runs from October the 2nd, which is today, through Friday, November the 10th.
That's correct.
So we've got, what, 6 weeks?
About 6 weeks.
About 6 weeks.
Yes.
But people shouldn't wait till the last minute.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm one of those. As soon as I get the notice, I write the check, or I do what it says to do. I put that on my calendar. Because if I put it, you know, we get a lot of notices here. All of a sudden they get buried down, and then you forget. And all of a sudden then November 10th comes and you need to write a check.
And I understand the goal this year is for $295,000.
Yes. Last year we exceeded our goal of, I believe, $285,000. I think we were over 320,000 last year,
That's right.
which was excellent because there are so many hourly employees that share on this amount of money. And of course, they share based on their years of service to Green Spring and whether they are, how many hours per week that they work,
right,
or how long they've been here.
So it's the length of employment, and plus that whether they're full-time or part-time hourly employees.
Exactly.
And I understand that we've got 980 hourly employees right now. It's the latest figures that I've seen.
Well, and isn't that a lot of people?
That's a lot of people.
It's almost one for each resident.
Yeah, exactly. And they're supporting all of us, which is so nice. I mean, it really is. They're doing it out of the kindness of their heart as well as the income they're making. But they do it because they want to do it.
Yes, and you know, I'm an early morning walker. I'm out some days before the sun comes up. And yet I run into hourly employees even that early in the morning. And I say to myself, if this person is already on the job at 5:45, what time did they get up in the morning to be here with me and to help my life be better? So it just amazes me how many people are already working or on the way to work or on the way home from work at a very early hour of the day. And they're here all day and all night.
Exactly. And so many of our employees, they really rely on the Staff Appreciation Fund, the bonus that they get, for lack of a better word,
yes,
because the monies that we get go to corporate, and then corporate takes out the taxes out of that, and then they give them the check. So it's actually coming through Erickson Living, Green Spring, to the employee. It comes from the residents to.
Yes, it essentially is a resident gift. And this year, the Resident Life Committee has decided that they would go back to actually giving the checks to the staff, the hourly staff, at a celebration on December 12th, which will be in the Hunters Crossing Conference Center. I believe it begins at 2 o'clock. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's at 2 o'clock. And so the hourly staff will actually get their checks this year from a resident handing it to them.
Great.
And my husband and I will be among those people who are actually handing out the checks. And if there are other residents out here who would like to participate in that wonderful event, then please let the Resident Life Committee know that.
Because it's really been nice. My wife and I have participated for a number of years with handing out the checks, and it's just a nice, warm, sensitive event all the way around. And it's nice to hear the employees talk about the fact that they're relying on the money to deal with upcoming holidays, their religious holidays in regards to things, and being able to send money home to their families. So it's very, very nice. Yeah.
And in this year, with all of the disasters that occurred, and of course many of our staff are from other countries or have family living in other countries, possibly in Puerto Rico, possibly in Houston, possibly in Florida. We know that some of the families are really hurting, so any little extra money can go to those families and help out.
Right.
I'm sure that many of them don't spend the money on themselves, that it goes elsewhere.
Well, regardless of what we do, though, and regardless of how we think about it is, remember Staff Appreciation Fund starts today, goes through November the 10th. Folks, get your money out, donate, help everyone out, okay, in regards to it. Marie, thank you so very, very much for being with us this morning, and I hope all the residents have listened, and they're writing those checks right now. Yes, well, they're going to find this in their cubby today. All right. Gratitude for great service, okay? And remember that, folks. And thank our hourly employees for all the work they do for us, okay? Thanks again. Folks, don't go away. We've got a roll-in coming up.